What's going on, guys? Vic VP back with another Gamecase Arcades video. On this one today, we're going to be looking at cabinet-only builds. Specifically, this one right here. This is the by Vic dedicated shooter with extras / add-ons such as wired with an eye pack, holsters, LED buttons, LED underglow, TV mount, and all. Let's take a look at this very popular Time Crisis themed dedicated shooter. Yes, you can buy just the cabinet only if that's what you want. I offer a lot of options. Let's check it out. You know, Joe, if you're not following me on all the socials, what are you waiting for? Be sure to follow me at Vic_VP. You got a nice convenient Linktree link in the description. Scroll down a little bit, click the Linktree link. It'll bring you to a website. You'll see my website, my actual website, and you'll see all the social media links, those little icons that I made 8-bit style. Go check it out. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Be sure to follow all of them. Be sure to also like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Let me know what you think of the cabinet-only option that I offer. You can either buy a fully decked out, fully built arcade cabinet, or you might want to go maybe the DIY route, or you already have an existing system and you just need the cabinet because you like my by Vic cabinet, or you need a very, very specific kind of control panel layout. This is upside down with the dust. And you want maybe some active marquees and you like the by Vic design. You might be putting a 65-inch curved TV on it. Yep, that is what I like to offer. Whether you want just the cabinet alone or you want a fully built plug-and-play system, you just let me know. I like to help. Go follow. It's hot as hell in New York, summertime now. It gets crazy. I probably should not have worn a light brown shirt, but it is what it is. Yesterday, spent some time remodeling a little bit in the garage. I don't know if you can see it there, but I took out that shower curtain that was protecting my PC from the CNC dust, and I had to get another shop fan. So I have two big fans now. They're off now, or else you would just hear all day. Vic, why don't you get an air conditioning unit in here? Number one, CNC dust that it makes, it would clog up the filters in a heartbeat. And then number two, I work with the garage open 99% of the time. So all that cold air would just escape and leave. So fans are the best thing, and honestly, I like it because I could always point it directly at me. But again, let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think? How do you feel about me offering just the cabinet? I like that because it's going to save you money. I like to give a lot of options. That's just how I am. That's what I love about doing custom arcades. If I just give you a cabinet, it's going to save you a lot of money because I don't have to get a $1,000 plus PC, 43 terabytes. I don't have to test 43 terabytes for about 2 weeks in Launchbox Big Box to make sure everything is fluid. I sometimes even, again, you're going to see in this video what I'm going to explain. This right here is going to be a fully decked out with add-ons. Try to think of it as basics. I could just sell you the cabinet only, bare, with no artwork. I don't really want to do that because no matter what, you will see some scuffs and some chips no matter what happens. So I would rather sell you a cabinet with artwork. This one right here, because we're talking about it real quick, very unique stuff, very exciting stuff. This is going to be shipped out. It's not done yet, but it's a process. This is cool. Customer here saw the by Vic, loved it, but he wanted a very customized one. He does have a view links at home. So he said, hey Vic, I like your by Vic, but I want that control panel deeper so I could put my feet under it, my legs under it, and sit, just like how he sits with his view links. With that, he also wanted a custom control panel. There's 3 players on this one. You'll just have to stay tuned on this. Also, active marquee. That's awesome. Pretty cool stuff when we talk about that because I kind of suggested a cheaper alternative, which was an Amazon marquee. Still have to test that though. But yes, very cool to see. I like to give the option of custom. And I'm talking custom. 3 players. We have actually a very unique hole cut out for the volume knob. This customer here is the one that introduced me to the volume knob idea. And yeah, just stay tuned for that one. Very unique 3-player, or I should really say 2-player with an extra joystick. By Vic, 65-inch curved on that. But on this one today, we're gonna be focusing on this. This is the by Vic dedicated shooter, cabinet only with extras. Vic, you keep saying with extras. What does that mean? Basically, when I try to sell my cabinet only builds, I like to do the cabinet with the artwork and the T-molding. That's like the basics. Again, like I mentioned before, no matter how great your CNC, no matter how new that bit is, you will have chips on the edges. Maybe not on all the pieces, but majority of the pieces will have chips. So I do want to include the artwork. You have the option as far as matte. This right here is gloss laminate, or I have my textured laminate that I put on control panel. So that's like the basic that I like to include. Also, I like to do the T-molding. A lot of people compliment my T-molding. You know, you got to really know how to do the edges and stuff. There's a little bit of a trick to that. And I just said, you know what, let me just do it. Let me do it for you. You're not going to save much on that end. But now as far as the extras, as you can see on this build, I'm including the TV mount. I do have the volume knob here. I do have the buttons, LED buttons, and I did the custom inserts on this. Holsters, 2 holsters for the guns from Ray Arpeg Electronics. I did the LED underglow. And then as far as the rear, I did include the exhaust fans. Kind of, do you see it there? We might have to push you back a little bit. Let me pull this back, yeah. Can you see it now? Yeah, there you go. Exhaust fans on this. Z533 sound system on it. Also the power with the power strip. And also arcade button power there. So this thing right now is only missing the PC, the guns, and the TV. That's it. Now, a couple things to know real quick. Like I mentioned before, I have an arcade button to power off, really. I use that for the shutdown. Your PC. The thing about this button, you have to actually hardwire the wires. It's 2 wires. You have to hardwire wires to your motherboard. If you don't know how to do that, well, you could see some videos online, but I could always like help, but I can't hold your hand and tell you, hey, move your left hand and solder. You should always be soldering that. But real quick tip, anytime you do an arcade button, that's a regular micro switch. If you want to do that for your PC power, make sure you're using a momentary switch. That's the one where like you just tap it. It doesn't stay on and then you have to push it again to turn it off. You don't want to use those switches because then your PC will just continuously boot on, boot off, boot on, boot off. But if you're looking to put a PC inside of an arcade cabinet, the real way to do and set up stuff where once you give the cabinet power, your PC automatically turns on, no need for the switch, you have to go into your BIOS. Yes, go into your BIOS. I forgot, you know, depending on what company, there's different wording, but there's basically like AC power loss recovery. Set that to power on. Basically, once power is given to the PC, it will automatically turn on. Well, Vic, if you have that set up, then what's the point of this? I personally use it for shutdown. But Vic, I could exit big box and shut down. Okay, that's fine. Then you don't need this. You don't need this. But usually when I make my cabinets, I do like to I always put the hole there. If you don't want that, that's fine. You could let me know. We could always go into now the realm of custom cuts. For example, you might want maybe 3 exhaust fans, not 2. You might have a specific size fan. That's something where we'll have to talk and say, I could tell you if it fits or not. I can't put a 30-inch fan in here, obviously, because it's not going to be big enough. The other option also, if you want the power cutout. Yes, I have a CNC, you know, kind of schematic thingy to cut out that rectangle. This right here, if you're not comfortable and you don't know how to power, or I should say wire these, a little dangerous. So you got to be careful with that. So again, this one here, it's the power cutout. I'm including the power cable and the power strip. That right there, we're talking like serious power. We're talking live power coming from your outlet. And if you don't know what you're doing, you'll be zapped. Again, if you don't know how to do it, I wouldn't mind adding it. It doesn't cost that much. But yes, it's just, you know, as you can see here, I like to talk and I like to explain things. Big thing I get, Vic, you know, your website, it doesn't like tell me anything. It's not showing me like how much it costs. I don't do that. My website is to show you really like the past stuff. The best thing is to email me and talk to me. Talk to me like a regular human being. It's not like Target where you go buy a bicycle and you could pick the color of your bike. No, this doesn't work this way. Take, for example, that example that's over there. That's going to be freight shipped out. That customer wants a lot of customization. There's a lot of customization going on in that. So the only way to really get that down is to email me and talk to me. I will reply back. That's the big thing. When it comes to anything, whether it's a cabinet only, whether it's a full build, you will be talking to me. We will be exchanging a lot of words, and I'm trying to understand exactly what you want. That's really how business should be done, especially for a custom arcade cabinet. Now, just a quick note to talk about like these add-ons and stuff. For example, there's a cost for the add-ons. I have to pay for the mount. I have to pay for the buttons. You will be paying that, but you will also be paying me a little bit more because I have to now set up, wire, and configure. Vic, you're gonna charge me more to mount the TV mount? I'll talk about the TV mount in a second. I'm really talking about buttons. And as you can see here, we have buttons with the custom inserts, and we have LED buttons. So that means we need a daisy chain for the power. Also behind here, you can't see it, but I am running, and I do have an iPack. There's an iPack 2 here. I have to configure that iPack and set it up. Wire it accordingly. This luckily is a simple shooter cabinet. So very simple as far as kind of iPack coding. 1, 5, escape, up, down, enter, 6, 2. That's like basics as far as like, the coding to the iPack. But with that, I have to charge you for the iPack. I have to wire it. Like wiring, really, like there's work to be done on this. Also, you don't see it, but like I said, this has the Z533 sound setup on this. I decase those. I take the speaker out, and then I have to mount it. Then I also do clean wiring. I zip tie everything, make sure everything is nice and clean. The TV mount, when it comes to customers having their own TV, I do need some measurements. I usually ask for from the bottom of the TV, you have to physically measure the bottom of the TV to the first VESA mount hole on your TV. This way I could estimate where I could put the TV. Now here, you don't really see it because I like the way I do it, but I have 2 holes here. See, I can put my fingers in here. I have 2 holes here because I like to keep it clean. Power, HDMI. But for me to make this hole, I need to know where I'm going to put the TV mount. If I put this hole up here, you might not be able to move the TV left and right. Also, you can't see, but behind this piece of wood is another piece of wood going across here. This way, these screws, they ain't going nowhere. That's not going nowhere. What I'm basically trying to get at is like, if you need me to do these extras and, I have to set it up, I have to, wire it and stuff, there is a fee for it. For example, the exhaust. The exhaust fans on this, I install it. I also have to cut and solder, wire, give it direct power. Little tidbit, those are 12 volts. So the fans and the LEDs, the button LEDs, it's on one power supply. So, that's just how it is. Those exhaust fans are for computers. It's a regular PC exhaust. It doesn't have like a simple 2-wire barrel head. You know what I mean? There's a lot to it. That's basically what I'm trying to get out here is that if you need me to do the add-ons, yes, I will be charging you for the actual item, and I have to make money on the work and the time it spends to do it. Yes. Now, if you're watching this far, I'm going to give you a little bit of a tidbit, a little bit of a spoiler. In all brutal honesty, this here is really going to be a plug-and-play, complete, dedicated shooter by Vic 55-inch. I'm taking the time right now. I basically made 3 separate videos. If you see, the very popular plug-and-play dedicated shooter PC, that entire setup is really going inside of this. So I took the opportunity to make 3 separate videos. You can see here, this one is the cabinet only. In all honesty, I don't really sell too many cabinet onlys, but I like to just make sure people know that I do offer that. You have the option of doing a cabinet only. So that's my little secret. The next video coming up, you will see this totally complete plug and play configured setup and all that. That's the basics. That's the gist of it. I also have here like a very convenient shelf. So you could basically put something on top of here, usually mouse and keyboard. I want to make a quick note about these speakers. You can't really see it in the video, but right here are speaker grill cutouts, almost like a real arcade cabinet. I turned that Chicago gaming one. The speaker is right behind this cutout. I actually have to do this by hand. I have a template and I tap. I make, the diamond pattern or whatever you want to call it, the speaker pattern, and then I drill through. I like this design because number one, it doesn't mess up the artwork. You can't tell that there's speakers here, but there are speakers here. Again, decased Z533 speakers. The subwoofer I don't have in here right now. I have it over there. It will come here though. I like to I have to make a way for the subwoofer to be bolted to the cabinet. Because if I'm gonna send this out, if this is gonna be shipped out, I don't want anything jostling. So I have to figure out a good way to bolt the subwoofer down. Again, as far as the speakers though, the other option, which we're gonna probably see in that cabinet, plus we saw it in Ray's cabinet, and you could see it in my House of Rock. The other option is bigger speaker, but now you're gonna have like a grill covering your artwork. Some people like it like that. That's perfectly fine. It also varies on the size of the speaker and such. So I just want to kind of explain that real quick. The speaker little, cutout here. It goes back to, like I was saying before, if you need specific button sizes, you're going to see that build has Sanwas. I needed one to test out. The Sanwas, the diameter or the radius, whatever the hole is, it's a little bit bigger than your standard HAP buttons or LED buttons. A lot goes on. Again, last one here, I do have the volume knob here. So that's gonna be there. Again, little stuff, little details that I need to know before I, set it up on the CNC, because we wanna make sure everything is nice, even, and centered. But yeah, there you guys have it. Just a quick little cabinet only. And I love it. Like I said, I love the social media stuff. You could email me, you could talk to me. You only talk to me. I don't have a helper. I am a one-man show. One man. That's it. The only helper I have is the person that prints my vinyls. That's a company that will print vinyl. They don't apply it, they print it. So yes, just little tidbits. There you go. Vic VP Gamecase Arcades. Stay tuned, as this is going to be a full plug and play, over 300 like on games, dedicated shooter, retro shooter Reapers.